Hey guys, welcome back to another Ferrari Formula 1 Evolution video, illustrated with 1/18 scale models. This is the 1996 Ferrari F310 by Minichamps with tobacco livery. This car is driven by Michael Schumacher and wears the number 1 because he won the championship in 1995. 1996 was actually the first year that I started watching Formula 1, and I needed a team to follow, and since I liked Ferrari road cars, I chose Ferrari. I had no idea who Michael Schumacher even was, and I didn't know he had won 2 championships till late 96 or maybe even 1997. This example of the F310 was from the 1996 Spanish Grand Prix. It was a masterclass drive from Schumacher, one of the best of his spectacular career. I highly recommend you look it up. This can be identified by the rain tires, which are modeled beautifully. The tread pattern is very low profile, which is quite realistic. It also has the low nose configuration. While it looks a lot better, it definitely is not very efficient aerodynamically. Ferrari was actually the only car in the 1996 season to still have the low nose design. Everybody else went to the high nose. With the low nose configuration, the Ferrari was on average just over half a second slower than the Williams car in qualifying and about 3.5 tenths slower in the race. However, for the Canadian Grand Prix, Ferrari updated to the high nose configuration, which there is a diecast model for that version as well. And this helped the car win 2 more races and hit the podium in each of the last 4 races. Now, despite these successes, the F310 was pretty much a piece of junk. Eddie Irvine even said the car was almost undrivable, and it wasn't very reliable either. This car was Ferrari's first design to use the V10 engine, which was said to make around 715 horsepower at 15,500 RPM. The previous cars always used V12s, which made good power, but the V10 is a better package because it's a smaller engine. You can get the bodywork closed in a little bit more. Now, every team was striving for that Coke bottle effect, which is to bring in the bodywork of the rear of the car as tight as possible, which allowed for less drag and a more efficient diffuser, which means more downforce. Some aerodynamic features include the aforementioned low nose, which effectively split the front wing into 2 sections. The problem with that is the airflow is going to come across here, and mainly in this section when it hits the second and third elements on the front wing, the airflow is going to go to the side of the nose cone rather than underneath it, which is more ideal. You can also see it has a double barge board design, which on this model are painted, which is a nice feature. You can also get a good shot of the tread pattern on the rain tires, and everybody likes the gold wheels. Moving to the unusual and rather ugly side pod design, I suspect the airflow would come out from the barge board and hit here on top of the floor in this section right here, creating a high pressure area, meaning downforce. However, I think the air flowing outwards here would want to wash out towards the rear wheels, as I think it's going to be very difficult for the airflow to stay attached around this tight radius. This tells me that the under tray of this car probably wasn't very efficient. The radiator openings are very large and don't really have the rest of the car flowing air into them. Rather, they're just scooping whatever the air they can take in. Perhaps this is one of the reasons why the car was so unreliable. The rear of the car actually seems not bad. The bodywork is pretty tight, and it has these boards right here to seal the air towards the rear wing. It also has a double element design right here on the winglets. Now on this model, there is a slot gap here on the winglet, and there's a slot gap in the rear wing right here, but there are no slot gaps on the front wing. The diffuser on the car looks pretty generic, and the model doesn't do a very good job of modeling the exhaust outlets found right there. I can't really give you a good shot of all this, but there you go. Interestingly, the first 2 races that the Ferrari had the high nose update, the car was very competitive. However, Williams' development program increased the gap to Ferrari significantly, finishing the final 7 races with an average speed advantage of 3/4 of a second over Ferrari in qualifying, concluding the F310 never had a chance of contending for the championship in 1996. If you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe for more videos, and thanks for watching.